All right, fight fans, it is time for our co-main event with two exceptional fighters. It is brought to you by PatinoDiet.com, Defiant Clothing, as well as TXCLive.com. To my right, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed 136 pounds. He stands 5 foot 5 inches tall. He comes to us with a professional record of 6 wins, 3 losses. He represents Evolutionary Fight Team and Eric Evers. He is out of Farwell, Michigan. Put your hands together for Tony, the Tiger Zelinski. And to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, weighed 136 pounds, stands 5 foot 5 inches tall. He comes to us with a record of 4 wins, 2 losses. He trains at a Michigan top team. He is trained by Johnny Glover, John Toth, and Darren Cruikshank. He is out of Clinton Township, Michigan. Put your hands together once again for Mike, the Hurricane Hernandez. Your referee in charge is Mike Maletti.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Another incredible fight about to get started. Tony Zelinski in the white compression shorts, Mike Hernandez in the star-spangled Muay Thai shorts. And I'm delighted to see that Tony has traded in those shorts he used to wear.
Short shorts. You know, but I've loved watching these guys fight through the amateurs all the way through their pro careers. You know why they have losses? Because they will go for broke. I mean, they don't hesitate, they don't pull punches, they will go after each other.
Absolutely. Look for Mike Hernandez to establish those low kicks. They're absolutely brutal, and you can already, after 2 of them, see a welt starting to form on the back of that right thigh of Tony Zelinski's.
Great range on Tony Zelinski, though. He goes in and out. You guys, you got to watch with Hernandez. He will throw those wild shots because he just likes to let his hands go, you know, and you never know where they're going to come from.
Well, Tony just has to be careful the way he's circling. He's constantly allowing Mike to circle around and throw that lead leg kick to the back of his thigh like that. And we've watched Mike Hernandez absolutely destroy people with that kick over the last couple of years, both as an amateur and now as a pro.
Well, with Mike Hernandez loving that overhand right, he's going to have to close the gap a little bit more as Tony's walking that way into it, but he's going to have to really lean over. Sometimes you get a tendency to be a little bit too narrow with southpaws, and you have to square up your shoulders just a little bit.
Well, you can see a little bit of maturity in Mike Hernandez now.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot more thoughtful, a lot more movement out of him. We'll see if it holds up the first time he gets clipped.
You know, the way these guys are filling each other out is because they have so much respect, but that's the smartest thing to do is for Zelinski to just keep coming straight down the pipe because of the tendency for the type of shots that Hernandez likes to throw.
Well, Hernandez also has a nose that if you tag it good, it's going to start pouring like a fountain. Well, we've seen that
it's already
before.
Red.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Tony's got to know he's walking into Hernandez's power shot, and that's something you would work on. You know, especially you being a southpaw, you're used to fighting orthodox fighters.
I'm just, I cannot believe the restraint from Hernandez. Well, there, now he got clipped, and here he goes. You push the button, and away goes the machine.
It does. You know, and he threw those beautifully, those right hands right off his chin, and the speed that came with them as well.
Again, just working on that with the lead leg kick to the lead leg of Zelinski, and look at the redness on the back of that thigh already.
I like the footwork of Hernandez, though, because I do like that, you know, he's got that moving target. It's kind of tricky for Tony to zero in on him. You got to make sure that you move in position where you can punch or kick at all times, though. You got to have that base.
You know, another thing I mean by the maturity of Hernandez, we've seen him before with a lot of wasted motion. He's just very, not casual, but very efficient in the way he's moving around this cage today.
You know, what's really great is when his feet stop, his head moves, and that's one of the things that a lot of fighters forget to do. You got to either be moving your head or your feet. Oh, and this is where you can't even show Hernandez even a glimpse of something's wrong with you.
Well, he's got to be careful he doesn't take that bait and follow Zelinski to the ground.
Yeah, we've seen Zelinski do great work on the ground.
No, even go as far as to step back and let the referee stand him back up.
Both of these guys with tons of experience as amateurs as well. Fighting tough guys. It's great that both of them took this fight.
Well, I'm getting a little bored now. Let's get in between them, get them back to their feet, because Lord knows this whole event's about making me happy. Mike Hernandez with the flying Superman punch, and then immediately back to his feet.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by this, but I think Tony, you know, you're kind of hesitant to, if I even make a move to get up, Hernandez is going to jump on me because you can't show him any sign of you not being able to attack.
Well, that's why we have a third man in the cage, and at this point, he should have been in there.
And that was a perfect
Zelinski
example
timed it,
right
absolutely.
there. But that's where, though, you have to watch. The second that Tony has to stop being on offense in any way, that's when Hernandez is going to jump on him, and he knows that.
Well, this time Hernandez waved the referee in.
Hernandez just needs to step back. Just step back and look at the ref. Don't even play this game. Just take a step back and look at Mike Maletti.
Don't take he's getting frustrated. He needs to stay calm, cool, and collected, because Zelinski is deadly.
So pull back. That's the thing. Hernandez just needs to step back. Just walk back and let the ref do his job. These guys coming at each other.
10 seconds.
Oh, you know what was great? Zelinski finished that kick with a headshot, but look at these. This is the Mike Hernandez we know that just comes full force. A knee up the middle that drops Tony Zelinski.
If he had let the referee get in there and do that a minute and a half ago, this fight's over. His hands in the air. That
is the hurricane that we expect in that cage, and that's where you have to be so careful with him, because once he hits that on switch, there's no stopping.
But this capacity crowd absolutely loving the final 15 seconds of that fight. Or that first round, rather.
Tony Zelinski did a good job in that first round of keeping his range, you know, and he did a good job at footwork. Mike Hernandez was looking for angles. He was flying back and forth, just trying to get that footwork, trying to find some angles to get in on Tony Zelinski. Because both of these guys, you have to respect the other guy's hands.
Well, I'll tell you what I always have admired about Hernandez is that when he gets hit or he hits somebody, he smells blood.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter which way that flow is going.
But that's where you want that fighter. My coaches used to be like that. Like, they couldn't wait for me to get hit, because it just all of a sudden, there's fight or flight in everyone, right? And if you're that fight person, you want that person to get hit and just turn things up. Here,
Mike Hernandez looked like he's adjusting the skirt there, getting those shorts back around. Still a little lean from his cut.
See, the thing with this fight is you're on the edge of your seat, because this could go either way. Someone could clip someone on the way in.
Well, everybody who knows Tony Zelinski knows what a high-level wrestler he is, and they keep waiting for him to be able to get in and work where he works best. But up to this point, through that whole first round, Hernandez absolutely able to stymie him.
You know, Tony Zelinski does a good job kind of leaning back, has that 60-40 stance, because you don't want to have all your weight forward. It's too hard to push back when Hernandez comes charging at you.
Well, now you can really see the broken blood vessels on that right thigh of Tony Zelinski's. A couple more of those, and he'll wind up shifting his stance, and at that point, the fight is over.
This is where Tony's got to start circling to his right. I guess it was a low shot. They both acknowledged it. It just didn't. It's hard to tell with Hernandez shorts. It's because of the way those Muay Thai shorts are.
You know, we've got state licensed referees in here. They have to be in there on it.
Instead of the
Pulse
fighters
time,
telling them what's
corner.
happening.
Absolutely. I mean, we don't tolerate this at the amateur ranks among referees.
I think if Hernandez wants to use his hands, he's just got to double jab his way in, close the gap, and go with that overhand right. He's spending too much time just with that movement, and he's letting Tony get set up for those kicks.
Yeah, go back there, go back to that kick, because now you can see Zelinski starting to try to check it before the kick even leaves.
See, that, it's hard to tell. I mean, that looked like the inside of the leg.
Yeah, I think it slid up a little bit.
Well, by Mike's reaction,
you know, it is Academy Award time too. So. But once again, we don't have a fighter in a neutral corner. He's over there during a medical timeout, both fighters in their corners.
Yeah. And, I mean, the kick wasn't even acknowledged by the ref. It was acknowledged once again by the fighters.
Oh, finally. And Tony Zelinski's such a sport. He slides over into the neutral corner without even being told to.
Yeah. This is getting the crowd on their feet, amped up, and
well,
Tony
Zelinski getting a little frustrated too. He thinks he senses a little Hollywood. But I got to tell you, when Mike's winning the fight, there's no need for him to, go on stage and try to get an extra breather.
Well, we'll see. Like you said, maybe when Hernandez gets hit, he's going to come forward and let his hands go. And I think that's what he needs to do because he can overwhelm pretty much anyone. You got to catch that jab and go. He's throwing one jab at a time half the time. That's the easiest stuff to counter, or someone just throws that lazy jab out.
Nice check of the kick there. Tony Zelinski did a good job.
Oh, he should have followed with that right hand, Hernandez. Tony's got to start following up. Instead of one shot at a time, put them together and then go. Good footwork there for Tony. Well,
Mike, now his footwork, as he gets a little fatigued, is starting to suffer a little bit. He's coming in and out on straight lines.
Yeah.
And in the past, that's been his downfall.
But he's starting to get taller too. It's hard to move the same if you're changing your height and you're getting taller, and that's fatigue. Zelinski now, you could tell that leg hurts because he's stepping with his front heel instead of his toe, kind of dragging that front leg a little bit.
Well, those leg kicks are a lot like body shots.
Right.
It's an investment in the piggy bank. And, halfway through the second round, you get to crack that piggy bank and go to the store.
Hernandez has some really great head movement, but he's finding angles, but he's not letting his hands go, and that's what he's got to do.
Do you think that might be due in part to the respect that he has for the punching power of Tony Zelinski?
I think he's got to respect his own punching power and just find those angles and come straight in. He would smother those kicks in a heartbeat if he would start doing that.
Nice kick by Tony Zelinski there.
And Tony's the one doing a good job of keeping his range. He's avoiding anything that letting Mike get set. He's got his little half step back. He slides back, and he's just stymieing Mike from being able to do what he normally does. Mike's got to get on that double jab, work his way in, and hit that overhand right that he loves. See, instead of throwing it from out there because Tony already has his range.
Well, if you watch every time that Tony retreats in anticipation of that kick, I mean, at this point, that leg is so sore that it's becoming a functionality
straight
issue
right
for
down
him.
the pipe. And
this is where Mike ends the fight right here. Tony Zelinski in fetal position.
Oh,
he's out. What is with this referee?
I don't know what is going on. Why taking extra shots?
Hernandez was already on his way out, knowing that he had knocked Zelinski out, and had to go back in and deliver another shot because the referee didn't get in there and stop it.
Yeah, and Mike, he definitely has that killer instinct. He does the damage, he gets in and he finishes up, and that's what he is so great at, and showing us again why he is so scary to fight. You've really got to watch, and his hand speed was fantastic. Tony showed himself well in this fight too, though. He kept his range, he did a half step back. He did a great job with all of that.
Tony is best when he's allowed to wrestle, and he just didn't get that opportunity this fight. Hernandez just too dominant with the striking. Here's the replay on that. We're a couple seconds before that. Look for Hernandez to set this up with some heavy forward pressure. Zelinski now shifting because of the pain on that leg. He's starting to alter his stance, and that's when Hernandez is going to smell the blood and just drive forward. Looks like we're going to get that whole round in here. There it is, big heavy pressure forward. Zelinski just overwhelmed, and big heavy shots from Hernandez. And that, Zelinski's out. And Hernandez giving him another one because the referee didn't get in there and pull him off. Mike Hernandez moving to 5-2 as a professional mixed martial artist and doing it right here in front of his hometown crowd. Tony Zelinski still being checked out on the side of the cage by the cage side medical staff.
All right, fight fans, your winner with 3 minutes and 25 seconds in the second round by KO, Mike the Hurricane Hernandez. All right, Mike, congratulations. You are growing time and time again as a fighter. Your patience was unbelievable. Your footwork was fantastic. Talk to me about this fight tonight, Mike.
Man, it's just all my teammates. God bless me with the people that I got now. I didn't have them my whole career. I didn't learn much. But all these guys God's given me now in my life is just leading me down this path. He gave me a sign. He wants me to keep going. I lost my last fight. I was very upset. I didn't know if I could keep doing this because of the anxiety and the hard work. Because sometimes I want to quit all the time. But God, for some reason, keeps leading me down this path. And He is the Lord and Savior. He saves me every time. He keeps me on this path. He keeps me happy every time. And I just thank Him for that.
Mike, you just don't understand how excited everyone is when they find out you're on a card. It is the most exciting and entertaining thing we could ever watch in this cage. I have to let you know that. Talk to me about how tricky and how much respect you had for Tony Zelinski. I know you saw him through the amateurs. This was a great matchup.
This guy doesn't ever get finished. He always finishes it all the way through the rounds. He always goes through wars. He always gives everybody a hard time, and he gave me a hard time today till I caught him. And he's a tough kid, and he's going to come back from it because I know he's a tough guy, and he's got a strong mind, he's got a strong mind. And that's what it takes to be a fighter.
You know, you always have that on switch, Mike. Once you turn that on switch on, it's terrifying to see what happens on the other side. Talk to me about your training leading up to this fight. I know you're working with Michigan Top Team, and there's amazing trainers and fighters there.
Awesome fighters. I mean, Darren Kirkshank, Jason Fisher, Cody Stamen, and all my teammates at Michigan Top Team. You guys all know who you are. I just don't want to keep everyone sitting here naming all of you, but I love all you guys so much. And me and Darren just met each other. This guy's in the UFC, and he doesn't act like that at all. He loves everybody. He loves the fans. He loves doing it. And those are the people that I need to believe in myself, because those guys are the ones that make me believe in myself. All my fans believe in me more than anything. They believe in me more than I believe in myself. That's why I keep going.
You know, and you said something really important there as well, because I know through your amateur career all the way your pro career, you've had these sponsors, no matter what you've done in this cage, that have had your back. And talk to me about that.
They all see me and they see me fight. I fight for the fans. I don't even fight for myself. I don't fight to win. I fight for the excitement of the fans. They want to see a fight. They want to see a warrior. And I just want to say, I'm not going to shout it out now. I love you fans so much. You guys are everything to me. And I just want to thank all my sponsors now. And I got a paper because I have so many.
It's like the Academy Awards. He's got his speech.
I want to thank RMH Construction. That's my brother's company. I love him so much. He's everything to me too. And Paul, you guys are awesome. Efficient Hauling Services. My Uncle Tommy, I love you too. Bianchi Salon, TMI Maintenance, Sunshine Homes, Rizzo Disposal Services. You guys are everything, and you guys keep me going and keep believing me, and I want to keep fighting and fighting hard every time.
Dude, we are so excited to see you back in this cage again. You are one of the most exciting fighters around.
I mean, I do it for them. I love the fans, and everybody stay in their seats because my best friend, my good teammate, Cody Saman's up next, and I want you guys supporting him just like you did me. I love you guys so much. Get ready to stay in your seats because you're going to see another war.
Once again, Mike the Hurricane